This is the Healthology Experts, where we talk about the art and science of health and longevity. I'm Dr. Traveler, and thank you for joining us. Hey, you guys. Hey, thanks for tuning in again today. You got just me today. It's the 4th of July. Yesterday was the 4th of July. And usually it's Tuesdays when I try and bring people in, and so that was yesterday, and it didn't work very good, so I thought, every once in a while, it's good to just, I guess, get my thoughts on stuff. I have different thoughts and about longevity and health. And I always said, we talk about the balance of physical, mental, and spiritual. Now, physical, mental, and spiritual, what I like about that is, you really can't build one without building the others. And we learn lessons from each one. I think the most simple things in our lives are the physical, and then mental is a little bit more complicated, and then spiritual is the most complicated. And so I had some thoughts physically, and we'll see how it rounds out, maybe mentally and physically as well. So here's the thought that I have in the office. So for those of you who don't know, which most should, I'm a chiropractor, and my master's degree is in sports science and rehab. So I feel like I have a really good balance, not just in chiropractic, but I've taken a lot of classes from physical therapists, from exercise physiologists, and so I like to use a lot of exercises, probably more so than the average chiropractor. And the reason why is because, we have layers of muscles, right? And a lot of times when people have back pain, they think that they need to stretch more, and they're like, I just need to stretch more. But really what they need is they need more strength. And not necessarily strength overall, but in those layers of muscles after a trauma. So say you have a whiplash injury in your neck. What that does is it damages the deepest layer of muscles. And that deep layer of muscles is supposed to provide stability. So those are supposed to be firing constantly, all the time. And they're supposed to, and they're small muscles, so don't take a ton of energy, but that's what helps you stay stable. But after a trauma, a whiplash, it really damages that deepest layer of muscles. And then the superficial, what I call the beach muscles, what we normally work out in the gym, those muscles have to fire all the time, and that takes a lot of energy. A lot of times too, you'll lose the curve of your neck and things like that. But when people are saying, oh, I'm just so tight and painful and sore, they think they need to do a lot of stretching, and oftentimes you do. Okay, so it's not all the time, but I feel like more often than not, the problem was the damage to the deepest layer of muscles, and now the big superficial muscles have to fire all the time, and those little deep muscles that are supposed to be firing all the time don't. And so it creates this constant stiffness, tightness, tightness into the shoulders. And so I find that many times when you are tight and stiff and sore, you actually need to stabilize. You need to create, stretch the big muscles, but even more than that, fire and create stability into that deepest layer. And we do that with rehab exercises, short arcing. If you watch some of our other videos, this isn't a rehab video, but the analogy that I like to make is, oftentimes when we're facing a challenge in life, say mentally or spiritually, I think again we can take hints from our physical body that, oftentimes we may not need to take things off, like say, hey, I just need to take time off from this or that. Oftentimes we'll abandon relationships, we'll abandon activities that we enjoy, because we're trying to, create that stretch, just take it easy. And by taking it easy, we think that will take the burden. And it's been my experience that while you do have to find that balance, and there is a balance, oftentimes we actually need to strengthen. And maybe strengthen the stuff that should be firing all the time. we need to strengthen like our family relationships, or create habits that are healthy mentally and spiritually. Maybe like a meditation practice, or you know, what I call prayer, studying of books, scripture, or just, you know, holy books or things that way. To me, that's the analogy that I take. Oftentimes, we try to compensate, you know, maybe with too much work, and so we overwork. But really, what we need to do is strengthen the deepest layer, the stuff that we need to be doing on a regular basis. And so, maybe from this podcast day, it's a quick one. We're just doing something quick again, 4th of July. But it's a thought that I've been having about, you know, trying to strengthen the things that will help create stability in your life. And by creating that deep stability, it allows the bigger muscles to rest, so that when you do need to, say, work really hard, you know, at your job, or when there's emergencies, those muscles, those mental and spiritual and physical, those muscles can fire properly because they don't have to fire all the time. And it's creating, again, a deep stability. So whatever that is for you, for me, it's like those daily habits, prayer, scripture study, meditation. I like listening to podcasts myself. That's how I really like this, because I like taking in information. But whatever that looks like for you, I would ask yourself, what is my deep stability, physically, mentally, and spiritually, so that I can create stronger superficial muscles that don't have to fire all the time. And it is something that I need to work on as well. As I'm sitting here talking, I'm like, okay, I have improvement that I need to make. Anyway, that's the thought of today that I had. Hopefully we'll have a guest. I've got a few people that I've been trying to reach out to, but next time we'll hopefully have guests available. And I just hope you have a great week, and that you can create that stability in your life, the deep stability. Okay, Dr. Traveler, and I'm signing out. All right, thanks for listening today. Hey, if you could please go on, like, subscribe, make a comment, go on to all the other social media. Go on to Facebook, Instagram, go on to TikTok, search for Healthology Experts. It really helps us to grow and push this message. And if you gain value from this, then go on and please participate. We try to get to all of the questions or anything that you have, any responses or comments. So go, like, subscribe, do all the stuff that you know helps us. All right, guys, see ya.